Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org. Check out my books, Rabbit Hole, Eye of the Dragon, and True and Beautiful on that website. Platinum Games. Oh man, oh man, oh man. What is going on with Platinum Games? What is going on with this company in general? It's a decline. It is a lowering of quality. It is a lowering of there are no releases. There's really nothing to talk about when it comes to these companies. And yet, more and more, Platinum Games has to reassure us, the gamer, that everything is going fine, that Bayonetta 3 is coming out, that they're working on new projects, that there's all these exciting new things to look forward to, and more and more, especially after this E3, especially after seeing Babylon's Fall, which I think is the last major game they ever announced. After seeing what they did with that piece of shit, I think more and more people are starting to realize that, like, things are not okay with Platinum Games. Now, I've talked about this before. I talked about, like, how I didn't like the Kickstarter, and I didn't like how they handled, like, the Platinum 5, and how they handled, like, how their push into self-publishing, their partnership with Tencent. Like, there's actually been a lot of things I've been upset with them for the past couple of years. But in 2021, still not getting a Bayonetta 3 trailer seems to be like the line for me. Like, seems to be like the thing that's made me say that, like, yeah, maybe this company is going under. Like, and I do mean that, like, going under as being, like, unable to stay afloat, unable to, like, stay relevant, unable to compete, unable to get, like, any projects done. Because what have they put out since Star Fox Zero that's been worth a shit at all? Like, other than maybe Astral Chain, I can't really think of anything. Astral Chain, like, had a ton of issues. Like, there were things to like about Astral Chain, but it's certainly not one of my favorite Switch games. Yeah, Star Fox Zero came out in 2016, okay? Like, early 2016. Here we are, like, over 5 years later, and we haven't gotten any real announcements. We haven't gotten any real games. We haven't gotten any real indication that Platinum Games is going in the right direction. Like, we've gotten confirmation that they're working on more mobile games. They're looking into self-publishing, which I think is a mistake. There's so much, I think. Hideki Kamiya is just going on Twitter raging at anyone who addresses, like, their very real concerns about the state of the company. Unlike something like Nintendo, right, where people are, like, constantly trying to pretend Nintendo is dead for some reason or another, like, literally since the company's inception, I feel like. People are doing the opposite with Platinum, and sort of, like, refusing to acknowledge it. Like, refusing to acknowledge the very real issue they have in putting out and selling their games. For me personally, I think Platinum made a huge miscalculation, like, not selling out to Nintendo in 2013, 2014, like, at the height of their popularity. I think that probably would have been their best bet. Like, allowing themselves to be acquired by Nintendo and then just making high-quality action games for mature audiences on Nintendo hardware. That is, I think, what Platinum Games should have done. Instead, what we've gotten instead is, like, them trying to develop for everything, partnering with, like, every major third party under the sun, like, Activision, Square Enix. What was another one? Yeah, Sega, back in the day, like, trying to, like, do these things and just failing each time, like, and they're running out of steam. Like, the developers getting older now. They don't have, like, as much, like, optimism for the future. It's their company, their little experiment here hasn't gone anywhere. They haven't made money, and because of the way they've set up their business and because of how they've conducted themselves over the past couple of years. I am we're past the days, I think, where people, like, are over the moon about Bayonetta and consider Platinum Games to be the best action game developer in the industry, because I think more and more other developers are starting to catch up with them. Nintendo, particularly, we're getting to the point now where I don't think Nintendo is going to need Platinum Games, right? Like what I think is going to happen is that Platinum Games is going to fold, and Nintendo will simply hire the talent they want to hire, and then just leave everyone else in the dust. Sort of like how the Super Mario RPG team like left Square and sort of reformed. Key people from that team like left Square, reformed, and made the Mario and Luigi games. That's kind of how I anticipate that happening. Platinum Games is done. I am almost completely sure of that now. I don't expect them to be around 10 years from now. I don't expect them to continue putting out anything else. I've gone on record suggesting that Bayonetta 3 might be the last game they put out. They might not even get that far. Like we'll see, but I have no optimism for Bayonetta 3 either. I have no optimism for Project GG. I expect it's going to have development issues. I expect it's going to have budget problems. I expect it's not going to run well on certain pieces of hardware. Of course, you're going to see these people try and prioritize the PlayStation brand rather than the Nintendo brand, where their audience actually is, which is going to sabotage their entire thing. It's over. I feel like this E3 was their last shot. No, there was no enthusiasm at all for Babylon's Fall. After everything we've seen up to this point, it feels like Platinum Games has completely lost everything they had going for them.